I literally just walked in from the gym. I had this idea when I was in the car. I had to run upstairs and make it. But I was thinking about the things that you're doing. Hold up. I had a burp. So look, I was thinking about doing things not for the desire of approval from the outside world. And that led me to the conclusion that the things that you're doing, it's okay, and you should probably try to make it, I wouldn't say make it all the way left field, but the things that you're doing, if you're doing it in your unique fashion, shouldn't be understood at its conception. So at the very beginning of whatever it is that you're doing, if you're doing something that is truly authentic to what you want to do and who you are, it shouldn't be understood. Because if it's understood, that means there's probably already an abundance of what it is out there, and that makes it not unique. I was thinking about my first album, and I was like, damn, there were songs on there that I know in the future will make sense when you listen back to them, if you compare them to what I'm making now. I think at the beginning, starting off with music, it was just rap. Like that was the mind frame that I was, that was a mind frame that I would say the perception of me was held in the minds of the people who were paying attention. It's like, okay, it's rap. But then when you drop a video like Last Call, or like when I dropped a video like Last Call, and it was like very like left, I can understand how it may have thrown people aback or taken, whoa, pause. Chill out. We're taking people aback. But I don't think that when you're doing something that is truly unique to who you are, you have to think like we live in a society right now where everything is so repetitive on creative levels. I mean, if you look at the landscape of just media right now, we can barely even make a good movie. A lot of the movies that are coming out are just remakes of old movies. So there's definitely a lack of creativity being pushed to the forefront. So with a lack of creativity within like these media outlets and these media spaces, there's a tendency for things to become repetitive and redundant, to where people are just recycling the same things, the same styles over and over and over and over and over again, until you have these people who are bold enough to step out and understand at the beginning of whatever it is that you're doing that it's not going to be understood, and it may not be received at the level that you would like it to be received. But if you continue along that path, then you're inevitably going to attract and build an audience and build a community of people who think about things similar to the way you think about them, or people that can appreciate the things that you're doing, whether it be because they genuinely like it or because they genuinely appreciate your individuality and your uniqueness and your willingness to do something that is adverse to the norms within the society. So I was just thinking about that in the car. It's not going to be a long video, but I was just thinking about it's okay that if whatever you're doing isn't received well at its conception, because if you look at people who went out on a limb for whatever it is that they wanted to do, like Kanye West, for an example, him doing what he wanted to do, going from producer to rapper, it wasn't understood and it wasn't really received well. But now he's considered this genius. But it's like, he definitely is a genius, and he was a genius at the time of him doing what it is that he wanted to do, going from producer to rapper. Like, that was a genius thing to do. Like, duh, rappers need beats. If I can produce, why wouldn't I rap on them if I want to rap? You know what I'm saying? It makes total sense. But in that frame of mind, in that time, it was like an astronomical thought to people, because that's just what the time was like. So I say all that to say, whatever it is that you're doing, just believe in it. I mean, because it's really all about you and what it is that you want to do. I was watching a Who Casper video earlier, and he was talking about something that really resonated with me, because it's something I think about all the time in terms of just doing what I want to do with my life. Like, I want to do what it is that I want to do. Like, I don't want to live my life, and I don't live my life to appease anyone else's desires or their needs, or like, I'm at the point right now, bro, I don't really give a fuck if anybody likes what I do, because I have to like it. Because I mean, if you look at it, they're not like supporting anyways, right? Like at the base level, bro, people are probably not supporting you. So molding yourself to appeal to the audience that doesn't support who you are authentically will only cause you to lose yourself. So you're better off just doing whatever it is that you want to do, and staying true to yourself, and understanding that you'll be able to look in the mirror and recognize the person that you see when you create from an authentic place, as opposed to doing things for the approval of the crowd, and ultimately becoming someone that you don't even recognize, because the person at the core doesn't change, but there's distance that gets created as you continue to allow the opinions of others to dictate your actions or your creativity. So I just want to bring all that back to the point. It's okay if people don't understand what it is that you're doing at the beginning. They're not supposed to, if you're being true to yourself, because like I said before, we live in a world that encourages conformity. So when you're doing something that is outside of the norm, it's not going to be understood at its conception. But as you continue to truck along and continue to dive deeper into that uniqueness of yourself and your individuality and the person that you are and what you have to offer to this world that is unique and original, then you'll start to attract a crowd of people that want to support it, and that they're inspired by whatever it is that you're doing, and they're inspired to do their own thing. Like, as I make these videos, as I make my songs, I know over the course of, because this isn't something I've always inherently known. There was definitely even anxiety releasing certain songs in the past, or doing certain things in the past, because it wasn't the norm. But I've always felt that I wasn't normal. So I think I always had just slightly a little bit more confidence on that side of just being able to embrace who I am as an individual. But early on, just stick to what it is that you want to do. And we live in a time where there's so many resources. You're bound to find a community, as long as you're putting yourself out there and you're not being afraid of the judgment of other people, because people don't really give a fuck, quite honestly. Like, no one's watching these videos right now. Like, not right now as you're watching them, but as I'm doing it, no one's watching them. Like, I've posted like 5 or 6 videos and they all say 0 views. But like I said before in a video, it'll mean something later on. But at this time right now, it doesn't mean anything to people, because people aren't seeing the vision that I'm seeing for what it is that I want to do. And people aren't going to see your vision long term at its conception when you're saying you want to do this, or you want to be this person. You can't expect people to see that, because that vision, that goal, that dream wasn't given to them. It was given to you to be able to physically manifest it and create an impact through the dreams that have been given to you. As long as you're willing to put into work to bring them to fruition, they're bound to have an impact. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to try to fit into the crowd. You don't have to conform, especially early on. I know there's pressure to conform and do what this person is doing and do what that person is doing, because it seems like it's working, but it's working for them. And I was talking to myself earlier about just, you don't want to be an overnight success. People say there's no such thing as an overnight success, but there definitely are such things as overnight successes. But if you look at them, that's where the idea of a one-hit wonder comes from, because it's usually somebody who's done something one time. They have no idea, or they have no track record of work prior to them doing that thing. Therefore, they don't even have an understanding of what it is that they're doing. What you would rather do is build a catalog of work, experience, wisdom for yourself. That way you can be able to understand what it is that you're actually doing in the process of doing it. That way it can be replicated, or it can be changed, or it can be altered to fit whatever it is that you want to do, to fit a new idea. But to have an understanding of who you are, and that understanding only comes from time, and it comes from repeated effort. It comes from continually finding an understanding of what it is that you're doing, and being introspective about who it is that you are and who it is that you are becoming through your work and through your craft. I don't know what it is that you do. For me, it's making these videos, it's making music, it's writing, it's doing all of these different things, and it's speaking, expressing all these different gifts that I have, that I can inspire someone else to do it. Like, I watched the Kanye West documentary, and nobody else was like, like the Kanye documentary, Drake and all that old footage, when he dropped 100 gigs, like things like that are very inspiring to me, and it makes me very grateful and thankful that I had the foresight to record a lot of the things that I have. I have so much footage of just the last few years and things that I think I have some videos on my music channel about when I was really trying to get in to speaking to the camera. I've always been called to do something like this, because I felt like I've been called to say something. I felt like I have something to say. But even watching those videos, I don't know if it's private now, but by the time you see this video, I'll make sure that it's unprivate on my channel. I don't know what it's called. I don't know what the title is called, but you'll see it is probably like at the very bottom of my channel. You see some of my old songs, and you can hear some of the artists that I've been influenced by in those raps. But you in watching that video, you'll see how nervous I was and just the lack of confidence that I had. But what it displays for me, even thinking about it, is that I had the will to do it, and I did it. I didn't like let anything stop me. I didn't allow myself to be overcome by fear. And that's something I also want to encourage to you all. Conformity is driven by fear. It's driven by the fear of being authentic, and it's driven by the fear of being oneself. So just understand that that fear is really just in your mind, because it's really in this lifetime, this school that we're in of life and being on this planet, it's really like you're here to learn, and you're here to learn about yourself, and you're here to explore that in a way that not only helps you advance as a being, but helps others. Like, others need to be able to consume the fruit of your labor so that they can find their way along their own path. And that's what it's all about. At least that's how I perceive it to be. So once again, I think I have 5 minutes left on this video. Like I said, I was just inspired to write this as I got home from the gym. I've been locked into that gym, so I've been getting it in. Like 2 workouts today. I did legs and shoulders today. Tomorrow I'm going to do back and biceps. Wednesday I'm going to do chest and triceps. I got to get some cardio. And then Thursday is Thanksgiving. So I may get some cardio on Thanksgiving just to, prepare for the food. But going to see my family, so that should be a great time, spend the weekend with them. I'm definitely excited for that. I need that. It's always a big stress reliever, being around like all my little cousins and stuff. I truly enjoy it more than I don't even think they realize how much I enjoy being around them. But yeah, so that should be a good time. And I'm excited for it. But the year is coming to a close. We're like a week out from December, and we're gonna finish strong. So thank you all for watching this video. Thank you for being along this journey. I'm Nick Johnson, aka your favorite cousin, your favorite whatever it is that you want to call me. This is the Nick Journey's YouTube channel, and I represent Purple Era. So if I haven't already, I officially welcome you all to the Purple Era. I'll catch you tomorrow.